Hello and welcome back, my beautiful people. This video is part 2 of our project of the custom form. Last time we implemented the HTML to get the UI elements displayed on our website, and in this video we will use the CSS to make it beautiful. So let's have a look where we are currently. This is our form which we created the last time, and at the end of this video we want to have this form. If you didn't check out the last video, make sure to check it out because you need the HTML to apply the CSS to it. Last time we had this HTML code and we already included the styled CSS. So, as always, we want to first get rid of the default styling of the website. Therefore, we make a star, put in our brackets, make a margin of 0, and now I will tell you some tricks. If you put a M, it automatically uses a margin. If you put a 0 in here, this will make a margin of 0. Same with padding, 0. But the box sizing we need to implement like this. And as we have implemented the font Montserrat in here, we want to use it. Therefore, we make the font family all time to Montserrat. And if you're wondering, there are often like multiple values behind each other. For example, if Chilzens MT, etc., etc. You can't make sure that every browser can, for example, show Montserrat. We implemented, but there are some browsers like, Internet Explorer or something like this. Some not of the best browsers, which maybe don't support Montserrat, and therefore you make more often multiple values for the font family to can have something we can get back to if the first doesn't work. And therefore we can put a sans serif. Sans serif is a font without the serifs. Let's have a look how we're going. We got rid of this. You get to the end and starting at the top, and everything is written in Montserrat. And the next one should be our container, because if we're currently looking, it goes over the whole site, but we want to make it in the middle of it. Therefore, we have the div with container around here, put a point for the class, put container for the class name, and we make a max width of 500 pixel. Have a look how it's changing. You go in here, and it's only 500 pixel wide right now. Then we can make a padding. As you remember, padding is inside. And if we have a P padding of 10 pixel and of 20 pixel, this means that the first value, the 10 pixels, will be applied to the top and the bottom of your container, and the 20 pixels to the left and the right hand side. And of course, we need a background color. It was background, and I need to copy it. And the background color was a light gray, F4, F7, F8, F8. Let's have a look how it's looking currently. Else light gray. And now we have two another ways what we want to do in here. We want to get it in the middle, and this should be like a smoother. Therefore we can use a border radius, and for putting it to the middle we have a simple tip. We can make a margin. We put in here like 10 pixel. 10 pixel will be applied to the top and the bottom. Margin is outside, so we will get from the head of our screen 10 pixels away, and from the bottom as well. And then we put the auto in here. This makes sure that to the left hand side and the right hand side will be applied the same margin. And if we have a max width of 500 pixel and have an auto margin to the left and the right, it will automatically be displayed in the middle of the screen. And then we make a border radius of like 8 pixels to make it round and beautiful. And like this. The container is already finished. Now if we check it, we see we have this ugly borders over here of the field set which we don't want to display. Therefore we have the simple possibility to make point container. This is the div around everything. in there are our field sets, and they should have no border. There we make a border of none, and we get rid of this. As simple as that. And now we want to go to the legend. Therefore we make container, legend, and this. And we want to get the font size a bit bigger. Therefore we can make font size 1.4 EM. EM is a relative value to the font size itself. Your normal font size is 1 EM. And if you put like 1.4 EM, it's simply 40% bigger than the normal font size. And we want to make then a margin bottom of 10 pixels. Check it, and yeah, it's a bit bigger than the normal font, and we have like a margin over here a bit. Let's have a look at the values. Yeah, they should have no border as well, and should be a bit bigger, like 1.5 EM. Yeah, the written is cool. The background should change a bit, and we want to have these round circles over here as well. Therefore we check here. We had point value because everything was class values. Therefore we make point values. Make a border of none because the border should disappear right now. Then a border radius a bit less than before of 4 pixels. Then we put the font size to 1.1 EM to get it a bit bigger, but not that much. 1 EM. Want to get rid of the margin and rid of the outline. Next thing is we want to get some padding in there of 10 pixels to have inside some spacing, and a width of 100%. This is relative to the parent element, and it should get from the left hand side of the parent element to the right hand side. Like if you see here, we have like in here a little padding, but without the padding we go from the left hand side to the right hand side the full width. Then we want to get a background color of hashtag E8EEEF, like this, like light gray, and the margin bottom of 10 pixels. As you see here, we have a margin of 10 pixels to the bottom, here to 10 pixels to the bottom, and here. That's for design guides, as if you have all the time the same spacings. It's for the eye much better than if you have all the time different spacings. Now we see it's a bit more gray, and yeah, a bit gray, and we have the spacing in here. We need to make sure to get rid of this ugly border if we click into it, and the background should change. Therefore, we have a possibility. What is happening? We can assess the class itself again and make a double point, a column. I'm sorry, a column. And there we can put focus. Focus means if we are clicked into the input, into the text area or something like this, is the focus in there. Then we can change our background color. To a bit darker gray. Therefore I used D2, T9 and DG, like this. And now you can see if it's focused, it gets another color. And the next thing is to get rid of the border if we are focused in there. Therefore we can simply put outline of none. Check it, like here, and if you click it, there's no border around here. Much better than before. And we want to get now the select in there a bit bigger, the container, select, and put a height of 35 pixels. 35 pixel. Oh, I forgot the column. We check it. Yeah, it's a bit. Let's make 45. Yeah, 45 is much better. Then we see the whole name in here. What's written in there, and yeah, drop down is beautiful. Then we can go on with the next thing we see in here, the numbers, the difference, and then at last point we will change the button. But first we want to go to the number. Therefore we check the container, and in there's a class of number. And now we start with the number in the container. Therefore, we make a background color background, hashtag, and it was, I have a look, 1ABC9C. And if you have the background, we need a color of a white, because the background is green, the right color is then in there. We had a height of 30 pixels and a width of 30 pixels. Height width, self-explaining. Then we have a display inline block. You can have a look at the website currently. A normal inline element is something like this legend, where it's positioned in one line with another element. A block element is something like this input, where it's at itself on the own line. If you have an inline block element, it's also an inline element like the candidate info, but we can put a margin to it to have some spacing to the other things, because normal inline element won't be applied with margins. It's only for block elements. And then if it's inline block, we can put the font size to 0.8 em, the line height to 30 pixels, and our margin, but simply to the right of 4 pixels. Let's have a check. We need now to get this into the middle and get the round things around here. Yeah, at 3 corners. Therefore, we can simply put the text align off center again to get the text in the middle of its position, and make a border radius, as we've seen before, of 15 pixel. 15 pixel makes it round. 15 pixel, 15 pixel, and in the last corner of 0 pixel. Then we have 15 pixel here, 15 pixel here, 15 pixel there, and 0 pixel. So it's an edge in here. And the next thing we want to change is our submit button. Therefore, we can go to the container element and put in here the input. And which input? Simply want to get the input with the attribute type of submit. Submit. This is the first time you see the selector. This means we have the HTML element of input, and this input has an attribute. The attributes are written as here, like value, type, for example here the placeholder, which we can have a specific value onto. And there we can access only the input with the value of type submit. And in here we make the first thing is a position relative, which says it's relative to its parent element. Oh, not static. I want relative. Like the position depends on the parent element where this belongs. So if we check it, yeah, it's inside the parent element, like the container, and the container said, oh, we have a margin over here, or I guess, of course it was a padding because it's inside the container, and to this element we had margin over here, and so it's simply positioned relative to our container over there. Then we want to display it as a block, so that it's on its own. And now we will simply make a padding to the top and the bottom of 19 pixels, but it can be applied to the left and the right hand side as well. This doesn't matter because we have always enough padding there if we see it later. Let's have a quick look. This means we have to the top and the bottom, but we make this bottom to the whole width, so the left and the right hand side will be always above 19 pixels, so this doesn't matter. Then we want to change the text color to white, and want to make this to a margin 0 auto. This again means we go to the middle. Put it to the middle, margin 0 auto, pretty cool. Always good to know if you want to position something in the middle of the site. Then we want to change the background to the same color as we had previous with the number. There we put a hashtag. Normally it should show me, yeah, this one. And if we have this, we put the font size a bit bigger, make it to 1.5 em. Let's have a look how this is looking. And the text align should be in the middle, of course, again, because this always looks good. Yeah, not that bad. And then of course we need a width of 100% and change a bit the border. Therefore, we make the border to 1 pixel. 1 pixel means the border has a width of 1 pixel. Then we put a solid after it. Solid means that the border will be without breakpoints. Like the dashed one is, we have something like a line, then a pause, another line, pause, another line. But a solid border has a line all the way around it. And now we need a color. Therefore, we make the 168085. Let's have a look how this is looking currently. And yeah, you see in here, we have a slight border, but it isn't that aggressive as the black one, the previous black one. Yeah, then we have this. And of course, we want to get a margin bottom, as always, of 10 pixel to have bit-like spacing under here. And now there's simply one thing left. Get it out. I hover through the button, and I hover through the button, and here's changing the color. How we get a hovering effect in here? Simple as before with the focus effect. We can go to the container, then we take the selector from before, where the type is equal to submit, and in the end we can simply make a column and put a hover in here. Check what else is in here. It's pretty interesting what you can do with plain CSS. Yeah, then the hovering effect, and in here we make another background. And this one is 109177, like this. And if we have a look, we're hovering. Oh, changing. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I'm impressed. Yeah! And guys, we made this custom form pretty beautiful. Not gonna lie, I'm impressed myself that we did this with, like, these are simple 70 line of code. I will give you the whole code in my GitHub. I will upload it, link you in the description, but make sure to write the code yourself. I think that's a better way to learn it. And make sure to play with the numbers in here to see what's happening, what it's changing, and then you will understand how CSS is working. Hope you liked the video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more. Thank you for your attention.